You'll remember Rachel Dolezal, don't you? The president of the National Association for the Advancement of Coloured People, which sounds like something that may well have existed in the 19th century. But she's the person who claimed that she was black. And it turns out she was actually German. Very German. Very, very Aryan. Oh, that's going to get this video demonetized. Anyway, she's decided that she is now trans black. And that is no way convincing, just by looking at her face. But let's see what she has to say about this.
Gender is understood. We've progressed. We've evolved into understanding that gender is not binary.
Oh god, she's going full on regressive. Oh, look at that.
It's not even biological.
There are there are definitely biological imperatives contained within the social construct that is gender. There is absolutely no doubt about it. If it wasn't biological, why would it be a gender norm for men to fight in wars and women to not? If there was no biological connection here, why would it be this way?
But what strikes me as so odd is that race isn't biological either.
Holy mother of God, this is just... Okay. Race literally is biological. Literally. There's no doubting it. I mean, it's not a social construct that we have different skin colours. It's not a social construct that black people tend to have like higher instances of heart problems, whereas white people have higher instances of colon cancers and things like this. These are things that doctors actually know and need to know, because a person's actual race actually does matter in some instances, in cases of, say, health. I agree that we shouldn't be judging races. Just verbatim blanket judgments of races is a terrible thing, because you are literally being incorrect. You're saying, well, black people are this, white people are that, Asians are that, except there will be many black people, white people, and Asians who do not fall into the categories that you are making up. Therefore, it's wrong to do that. I mean, like, it's factually incorrect to do that. I mean, without even bringing in a moral argument, saying, oh, well, this is bigotry and all this sort of thing. It's just factually wrong. And frankly, I don't like being factually wrong. Unlike Rachel Dolezal, who seems to be completely fine with it.
And actually, race has been to some extent less biological than gender.
Oh, God, just... Right, okay. If she was saying that the United States racial classifications were not actually about race and more about politics, then I would agree with her. Because the United States, and I think it probably still does, have these racial categorizations. It used to have all sorts of legal categorizations based on race. And this led to people like Mexicans being considered white, and people like Japanese having to apply for white status in the United States. This is exclusive, as far as I'm aware, to the United States, although it may well have happened in countries like South Africa or Zimbabwe or something. But it's not common to Europe, it's not common to Australia, it's not common to New Zealand, it's common to the United... It's not even common to Canada, I don't think. It's common to the United States alone. In fact, it's quite a peculiar feature of the United States, and probably due to slavery. But she's not making that argument. She's actually making the argument that it's biological. Race doesn't biologically exist. When in fact it does. I mean, if that were the case, how would we be able to track haplogroups and all this sort of thing? How would we know about the movement of genetics over time if race wasn't actually literally something that existed? And I know all the race realists, the professional geneticists of the alt-right are going to come out and start saying, well, we told you, you don't know what you're talking about. There's too much, it's too detailed for you to simply say, oh, well, there we go. But race is real, biology is real, and yes, people are not all the same. So, to say that race is less biological than gender without making the argument of the legal framework of race in the United States is ridiculous.
If you really think about history and our bodies.
Yeah, it really makes you think.
We are type A or type O or whatever blood.
Yeah, that's exactly how it works.
We don't, there's no like white blood and black blood, and there's not like body parts that are, certain,
So you believe in...
I don't really think she's thought her position through here, but go on.
In a concept of transracial?
Well, I believe that the word transracial has become socially useful.
Yeah, now that's the important thing. It's become socially useful to say, well, I am transracial. So not only am I a white woman who's now become a black woman, I'm also a trans woman. And my God, I am racking up the victim points. The oppression scale, I mean, Rachel Dolezal is such a minority, there is only one other transracial person. And his name is Vanilla Ice.
In describing racial fluidity and
Racial fluidity.
identity, gender is
But that's the important thing. This is about identity. This is about what people just want to be. It doesn't matter what you are. You can just say, well, I'm this thing. And you know what's really funny as well, right? This is just a little tangent, but I always get people, well, not always actually, occasionally I get people from the mainstream media like going, well, I'm so annoyed. This Kekistani thing is silly. You call yourself Sargon of Akkad. That's silly. Why? You're all on board with people just simply making up their own fucking identities. Why can't I identify as an ancient Akkadian emperor? Why can't I identify as an oppressed ethnic Kekistani? That's exactly the point of me doing these things, is to poke fun at your identity politics. If you don't like it, well, that's too bad. You made the rules, now you're going to have to live and die by the rules. Sorry.